Stupidity, ignorance, and lunacy are common in society and have been for decades and even centuries. But there are times when those words ring more appropriate than others. Larry Pittman is a member of the House of Representatives over there in the beautiful state of North Carolina, home of renowned politicians like John Edwards, who contributed greatly to society back in 2008 with a wonderful relationship he had with a woman in private that was not his wife. Anyway, that should show you that that's the first person that comes to mind when I think of North Carolina politics. But with that being said, other than that, I really have no one else to talk, or I had no one else until today to speak negatively of or to have some bias against. Well, I found another person. Pittman today in a Facebook post compared the great and wonderful emancipator President Lincoln to another man that we might all remember if we've ever been in history class, Hitler, and said, and I quote, Lincoln was the same sort of tyrant and personally responsible for the deaths of over 800,000 Americans in a war that was unnecessary and unconstitutional. Now, this man is 62 years old, so we're not dealing with some little kid or, anyone that you would expect to possibly think that way. Um, a war that was unnecessary. Well, I don't know. We have to take ourselves back to the 1850s and 1860s where slavery was an issue that was dividing America. You had the radical Republicans and just Republicans in general that were opposed to slavery. You had the Democrats who were in favor of it. And that was a large issue that people were divided over. Um, in numbers that were not even really that even. I mean, you saw that the South had fewer forces than the U.S., or rather the Confederacy had fewer forces than the U.S. during that war. So you can tell what most people either thought or at least thought little of. Maybe they were in favor of slavery, but they didn't care that much about it being gone for the sake of preserving the Union. Unconstitutional. Well, how constitutional was it for several states to vote to succeed the Union and form their own country? What you reap is what you sow, and frankly, you have to look and blame. Really, if he had made this comment about someone like James Buchanan, Lincoln's immediate predecessor, who, along with Franklin Pierce, arguably have the biggest impact of causing the Civil War with policies that were pro-South and were opposed by most Northerners. So that to me suggests he doesn't know who those two people are. And that to me also suggests that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that to me suggests that there must have been nobody else running in this North Carolina race in 2012. Almost makes me want to go down there and run against him. I mean, if you guys are electing people who are spouting out Hitler and Lincoln comparisons,